I may not actually upload this video, but I hope I do because I really want to express my love for this new TV show that I've started watching. You may remember when I was in Portsmouth, I was watching this TV show called Snapped, and I told you how much I really enjoyed it because it was really exciting. And I think in this video I want to get more people to watch it because it is a really interesting TV show. It's an American TV show, and basically it's about women who suddenly snap and commit murder. And when you say that to people, they're sort of like, oh, murder, that's a grim thing to be watching. And a lot of people don't really seem to appreciate how excellent a TV show it is. I mean, for people who love horror, it's absolutely amazing. I think if you love horror, you're going to love this. What I like personally about this series is the way that the police catch them. The cunning, sort of manipulative ways they manage to get confessions or somehow trap the murderer into some sort of trap so they get arrested. But I also like it because of the murderer's point of view, the way that they do it in a way so that they don't get caught. I mean, in the end they always do get caught, but you know, the way they try and avoid getting caught, and the lengths they'll go to save their own skin. So I think, you know, that's why I like it. In every episode you get something different, something unusual, and in some episodes there's a great big twist, and you think, oh, she's the murderer, and then suddenly it could be this other woman. You know, so it's always very exciting, and I really do love it. It's a great series. Last night I loved it so much. I watched five episodes of it. It's so addictive. It's really very addictive because, you know, you kind of want to watch another one and another one and another one. I just love it. I mean, it is grim in places, you know, because they reconstruct the scenes, you see, so you can actually, you know, you see what you kind of get a sort of very visual image of what actually happened, and of course there's video footage of like the actual people in the sort of police interrogation room. So, you know, it's pretty good. So I thought I'd share some examples of recent episodes that I've watched. The one I was watching last night is about this woman who goes to church, and she's just joined this church, and you know, they find her a little bit annoying. She's a nice person. She does a lot for the community. She does all these charity events, but they find her a tad annoying. She talks a bit too much. And then, a couple of months or years later, this other woman comes along who's got depression problems, and the church make a real big effort to help her with money, and they help her to sort of feel happier, and they give her a job as a sort of secretary. And, you know, in the background, the stuff we don't know, you know, the hidden secrets, which is another reason why I absolutely love this series. There's secrets, and it turns out that the priest, you know, had this encounter with the first woman who people found annoying, and the woman who people found annoying was flirting with the priest, and the priest was like, no, this is wrong, and eventually the new woman gets killed because the first woman, you know, is jealous of all the attention that the church has given her, but not to this other woman. And so she gets murdered, shot twice in the head, I think. And then there was this other one that I was watching, you know, not recently, but it was another one I watched, where this woman kills her first husband with antifreeze. But we don't know that yet, because when she kills her second husband, you know, she does it with antifreeze again. And she makes it out to look like a suicide. And then, this is the wonderful part, her daughter somehow gets involved and gets a bit too close to the police, like, you know, it's like, oh my god, I'm going to get caught. So the mother writes a suicide note, right, and then she sort of drugs her daughter and makes out that in the suicide note that she killed herself, the daughter, and she was the one who killed both the two husbands. But fortunately she survives, and she's able to tell the police that she didn't write this suicide note, and in fact it was the mother who had done all the antifreeze killing. And then there was this other one which I found really interesting because it, you know, again, this particular example is a bit more grim, but it's about this woman who is basically looking for men she can drain of money. So she's looking for sort of sugar daddy sort of things, and she finds this one person, and you know they look like a happy couple. They're fine, they're all jolly and everything, and then suddenly the man goes missing, and you know it turns out in the end that she has this sort of mad thing. She does this crazy thing of digging up the body and then like running down the street with her like family, and she's like, you know, help me, help me, help me. And the body has actually been chopped up into little pieces and buried in the yard. But they don't have the head and they don't have the arms. They're missing, so they can't identify the body. And where are the head and the arms? Well, the head and the arms are at her mother's house because she's chopped up the head and the arms and put them into plant pots and given them as a present to her mother. So, and finally, this was one that really was quite close to home. Was one about this babysitter who had learning difficulties and had the mental age of someone who was about 9, and she had to testify against this woman, her employer, who had lost 2 sons already in sort of custody hearing things, and she didn't want this person with learning difficulties to testify, so she killed her, and it was quite rather grim really, because you know, she burnt the entire body. And that's another fascinating thing about this documentary. The way that if the body, you know, is unrecognisable, how they manage to actually identify the bodies, like that with teeth, is number one. But if the teeth aren't there, the way they did it yesterday was that in one episode, before the murder had occurred, there'd been lots of beating, and they managed to identify the body because they checked the X-ray from the medical report when he was beaten, and they checked it with the skeleton they had, and they matched the two together, and they it's fascinating. So I urge lots of people to go and look at this series. It's called Snapped, and it's an American TV show, and there are 16 series so far, and hopefully they'll make more.